Drop your Deathstalker assassination builds because once you see this guide, you won't go back to it. Deathstalker for assassination sounds good. Thematically, it fits perfectly, and the talents, the extra bleed damage, it gives us chunky envenoms to smack our foes with. But the downside, ambush inner openers to apply Deathstalker's mark. This guide will be exploring the Assassination Rogue Fatebound hero talents and playstyle. We'll cover off Fatebound talents, which synergize really well with Assassination Rogue. The Fatebound capstone, Hand of Fate, works by flipping our coin when we use our finishers, and it gives us one of two buffs, either immediate damage or a damage buff. When the same side is flipped each time, the damage or the buff increases. The object is to flip the same side 7 times in a row, which then will give a 7% agi buff. If you get to 5 of the same buff, Double Jeopardy will grant 2 of the same coin after breaking stealth and using the next finisher. So a cheeky vanish and open again can work well in your favour. But only do this if you can afford to use a vanish or a shadow meld. Otherwise, we do not need to play around these buffs, as the 7% agi buff that we get won't have a massive impact on our gameplay unless it's a really long game. But if you do proc it, make sure you don't drop combat for more than 10 seconds or you will lose the buff. These talents are incredibly RNG, however, the hero talents just enhance assassination and don't really change the playstyle that we've experienced with Deathstalker. For the spec, this is what I've been using. You can drop Indiscriminate Carnage and take Kingsbane if you want more single target damage. However, I use the one on screen now and opt not to take Kingsbane in favour of Indiscriminate Carnage for when I do join team fights, as I have no problem killing 1v1 with this spec. Both specs will be noted in the description below. Before we dive into things like openers and bursting our targets, let's go over the rotation for Assassination Rogue. When we speak about rotation, this doesn't mean a set rotation like you would experience in PvE, but more of a priority list. The spells that we maintain at all times and what to use when we're facing multiple targets. Garrote, maintain at all times. Apply to as many targets as possible when in Subterfuge. Rupture, maintain at all times, and applies to as many targets as possible. This will proc Serrated Bone Spike for the extra damage. Crimson Tempest if there's 2 or more targets. Slice and Dice. Get this up as soon as possible, as this will be able to be maintained with Cut to the Chase. Envenom. Once all bleeds are up and Slice is rolling. And to build combo points, Fan of Knives if there's 2 or more targets, or Mutilate a single target. Now let's talk openers. Now, when it comes to Rogue, there's many different openers. Now, if it's a single target, we can open with Cheap Shot, Garrote, Rupture, and Slice of Dice thanks to the 3 combo points that we get from Serrated Bone Spike. Then Cheap Shot and then Garrote again to get that longer duration. If Slice is about to fall, refresh this with Envenom. If not, you can burst if you wish to, but be aware of the enemy's defensives. Additionally, if you burst here, do not use Kidney Shot, as the target will be immune due to diminishing returns because of using Cheap Shot. I would personally use my Evasion or Cloak of Shadows, or both, to remain offensive if I knew I could get the kill, which would leave me with Kidney Shot should anyone come to help the target, such as a healer, and I would use the Kidney Shot on them instead. Winning a fight as a rogue requires control, often on more than one target, so be aware of your DRs. Now, the moment you've all clicked this video for bursting our target. Before we dive straight into bursting our targets, first we need to make sure that we're fully prepared and make sure that we have Improved Garrote, Rupture, and Slice and Dice active. Secondly, we need to build at least 5 combo points and ensure that our target isn't suffering from any diminishing returns from our cheap shots. The burst sequence is as follows: Shiv, Kidney Shot, then Death Mark, Thistle Tea, Kingsbane if you've talented for it, build combo points with Mutilate or Fan of Knives with more than one target, spend with Envenom, then vanish into a cheap shot, Shiv again, and then Improved Garrote. Now, if we're still in the Subterfuge window, build more combo points using Ambush and spend with Envenom. If you're not close to killing your target, use this window to apply Improved Garrote to as many targets as possible. And there you have it, the Fatebound Assassination Rogue. With this spec, you'll have a better rotation and far better control. Now, if you've made it this far, click that like button, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. subscribe if you want to see the next guide for subtlety. But if you want to go away and try this spec and get some success, come back and tell me how you found it, and then smash that subscribe button, because you know this guide is the only one that you're going to need, and that you want to see that subtlety guide next. Before you leave to try this spec, I just wanted to thank each and every one of my viewers for the support that you've shown me. When I started this journey, I honestly didn't think I'd get any likes or subscribers, and I'm overwhelmed with the support that you guys have shown. So sincerely, thank you. Until next time, fellow weekend warriors, I'll see you in the battlefield.